Good to see everybody again. Don't worry, you will see. You will see my face. One of the major things that I want to ensure that happens is that constantly, it might not be all the time, but constantly to still come around and still share and help us to see how we can achieve a lot of things together. So pertinence will always remain home, irrespective of anything. And so let me just start by saying that it's always good that as individuals, we know that our lives are seeds and our lives are in phases. So our lives have different phases. So every phase of our life is as a result of activity in a previous phase. So we're in a current phase right now. There's a new phase that is going to unfold. So the new phase that will unfold is always as a result of the activities of the current phase. Are we getting it? So most at times, when we use that kind of lens to look at life, we are very much intentional about the current phase. Because most of the time, we are always focused on the next phase. Oh, I want to achieve this. I want to become this. I want to do. And we lose sight of the current phase, not remembering that the current phase is a critical resource for the next one. And that's why, a lot of things that has been done as per, maybe working in pertinence, serving over a period of, say, 7 years and doing a lot of things. If somebody came to meet me in January, in February, and in March this year, that there's going to come a time this year that you will not be actively involved in the operations of it, I will not believe. Are we together? I will not what? I will not believe. Because every understanding of entrepreneurship, any understanding of product, everything that I understood about running different things, I invested it here in this organization. Are we together? So, and there's a new phase that came, because there's one major principle that I always live by, and the principle is that preparation is more important than opportunity. What did I say? Preparation is more important than opportunity. Reason being that opportunity will always come. That statement of opportunity come but once is a lie. Opportunity will always come. It is your level of preparation that can even make you to see opportunity. Many of us, we can't see opportunities. Are we together? So that's basic principle. So this year, by God's grace, there was an opportunity to, take the next step in building a new organization. Every single thing that we are doing at Abode is every single thing that I was doing here in Pertinence. Nothing changed. It's everything. So, and the reason why we're able to do that effortlessly there is because we have done it here. So when we check our lives are in frames. So the next frame, we feed on the current one. So while our eyes, so a lot of people's eyes are set on the next one so much that we forget the current phase. And the same thing with sales. So today we're really going to be talking about sales. We will not spend so much time, but we're going to be talking a lot about sales. And, for me, I just believe that sales is the best and greatest business. I believe so. How many of us agree and disagree? If you agree, feel free to disagree. If you disagree, sir, you disagree, right? Okay. So let me hear your opinion. That's interesting. That's very good. So for me, I believe, because I've been involved in sales fully since, say, 2011, with different kind of products, different information, different environments. I've sold movie tickets. I've been into business of selling movie tickets, business of selling, soap product, different kind of things. Before I come to real estate, I've sold books, I've sold services. And I discovered that sales is the best and greatest business ever. The reason being that there's no job in quotes or responsibility that pays as much as sales. There's none on earth. So we're building. There's none. So if we look at it from that angle, I was talking to my friends in bank. So we had like a hangout a few weeks back, and they were just complaining about how the bank is tedious and the rest. So, and they talked about, and I asked them one question. I say, okay, so let's assume that you decide that in the next 30 days in this company, you want to give your all. You want to invest yourself in this company, ensure that we grow, maybe finding customers and the rest. I said that at the end of this month, what will change? What will change? So they say, okay, that the company will have more customers and the rest, but they could not identify anything that will change for them. Are we together? They could not identify anything that will change for them. But a salesperson, any impact on the business is an impact on him, positively or negatively. So last year, or in 2020, year in pettiness, we paid commission to an excess of over 600 million commissions. But salary was around, say, maybe 35 or 40. I don't think it was even up to that. But we paid commission in the excess of 600 million. But salaries were lesser than, say, 30. So where would you love to be? Where would you love to be? Sales. But I understand that a salesperson is called the problem of discipline. And it comes, so when I talk about sales, it's also about you two having a business. Because you having a business, you are a CEO of a business, you are the chief salesperson. The reason why there's a business is because there's transaction. If there's no transaction, there's no business. And that transaction happens by sales. So people, not everyone can successfully be a salesperson. Why? Because security, when it comes to sales and entrepreneurship, is not there. So whether you are disciplined or indisciplined, if you are working for an organization, the organization has structure to ensure discipline. So you have to talk to X number of people in a day, X number, you have to submit your weekly report. You have to, so even if you are not interested in working, you have a superior manager that is going to be following up. Okay, there's this task to be done. You are coming for meetings. Tasks are being given to you. Tasks are generated, given to you. You are supposed to execute those tasks and give feedback. But as a salesperson, that structure is unavailable. So the success in sales and in business comes from the personal. So you are the one to build in the structure of discipline. Nobody will generate tasks for you as a salesperson. You have to generate those actions by yourself. But if you are, for instance, an employee in an organization, those tasks will be developed for you. So sales is the greatest business because everything in an economy moves when sales happens. I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm a customer care officer, I'm a doctor, I'm everything. The only time that my service, my expertise can come into use is when a transaction has been activated. So I'm an accountant. Before you can account for money is when a transaction happens, right? As a customer care representative, when you can take care of a customer is after a transaction happens, right? Because for you to become a customer, you must have done a transaction, right? For you to go to court as a legal, you must have done a transaction. You must have done something wrong to the customer that the customer is taking you to court. So irrespective of any discipline, each profession, each expertise are activated when transaction is done. So for me, I see the other professions as reactionary professions. But sales is what activates those activities. So me, I prefer to be activating the activities. And no matter how much you love people, you want to pay the best salaries. So you see companies today, they pay people 600,000, they pay people 1.2 million, they pay people 2.5 million. We are aware, right? We are aware, right? Now, many of us desire to be that person. That, this guy enjoy you. If I'm in this company, I'm earning 1.2, I'm earning 3 million per month. Please, if you are collecting 3 million per month, will you be okay? Let's don't lie. Every month, 3 million is dropping in your account. No, let's leave the park and say, let's say, just look at it from a flat 3 million. If I reduce the cost, say 2.5, is it still okay? 2 million call, is it okay? Even since let's be truthful. It's okay because you are seeing everybody wants to be that person. But me, I desire to be the person that has the capacity to pay that money. Because for me to have the capacity to pay you 600,000 naira on a monthly basis, it means something. It means that I'm making significant amount of money for me to be paying you. See, me, I desire this other place. But the thing is that hard work, serious investment, is required in this other one. It's not that, that's why it's not everybody that is there. More people are on this other side because of the kind of investment that is required for this side. But are people there today? Yes. Will it be hard? Yes. But me, I like that hard. Yes. I like that hard. Are we together? So sales is that kind of space because you have to place the demand on yourself. So it's a blessing to be a salesperson. No? Yeah. You have control over a lot of things. You have control over time. You have control over resources. You can, as a salesperson, to a great degree, you can invest well into your family time. You can do a lot of things. Some people, they can never go for midweek service in a year. It's impossible. Why? Because they are working. They have a structured work. But you can go for midweek service. Some people have to wake up 4 a.m. every single day. You do not necessarily need to wake up 4 a.m. every single day. You can invest time. You love God. You can invest time in reading. You can invest time in developing yourself. But a lot of people do that. So I love sales. I love sales. Is it rosy? No. But is it, even if I do just one transaction in a month and I hustled for 30 days, I'm better off many employees. I'm better off, even if it's just one transaction. So all I just need to do is to ensure that in a year, minimum, I should have one transaction in a month. I'm better off many employees, many. And that one transaction can be characterized by 10 site inspection, 5 of which means the customer did not show up, 3 of it that the customer came and abused you, 1, the customer say, oh, this place is too far, then 1, say, oh, I think I like this thing. but not everybody can be there. So I just want to, that's my first assignment here. I want you to know that you are in the right profession. And you are not just in the right profession because we are saying you are in the right. You know, if I was still the CEO of Pertinence right now, and I'm saying this, it will look like, oh, it's part of what I'm supposed to say, right? But I'm not right now, and I'm saying it because this is what it is. And everybody within the Pertinence system, everyone is built to be a salesperson.
A plus B.
Every single person. We are built to be a salesperson. So today, I'll just attempt to just share some of the operations that I feel that can help us, because in sales, in entrepreneurship, the discipline structure is unavailable. So we have to put that discipline structure within it and we'll succeed. See, there's no business, whether network marketing, whether any that, what's the type, you know, network marketing, people say network marketing is a hard business. Do you believe network marketing is a difficult business? Because you come, they'll say you should bring 5 people, then is it a difficult business? Yes, now is it difficult? Yeah, because they'll say you should come. Me, I've done network marketing very well. They say you should come, then you introduce, they say I should introduce the 6 people who will introduce their own 6. So like that. Sir, you have to work. Even some even give you the responsibility to be buying products at the same time while building the team.
Okay.
Now I want to ask one question. Is anybody succeeding in that business? So are people succeeding? Yes. So the problem is not the structure. It's not the same. The problem is us. I've done different network marketing because I wanted to blow very fast. I've done different and I failed. But people were succeeding there. So it is not the program. You know, some people have talked down on network. I will go and bring. Do you know what it takes for you to be able to convince 6 people to drop their money into a program? You are not just selling tangible product. You are selling an invisible promise. Do you think it's easy? If you can successfully do that, man, you are a senior man. If you have a tangible product, if you do that successfully, that's why I love people selling insurance and selling real estate. Even if real estate is not your long-term vision, do it 2, 3, 4 years and go and do anything you want to do. You can never be stranded. You can, because you have sold something that is not very, is high in terms of price. Insurance, you have sold promise. So if you now go back, you now start a bakery. You go back, you now start selling products that you can see and is low in value. In terms of, say, you can buy the product for 5K, you will excel. You will excel. So my own recommendation is that anything you want to do, enter sales. No matter what, enter sales, go and sell things. So that's one of the blessings that you get while, especially here in Pertinence. So we'll just go through a few thoughts, then we're going to close today. And the first thing I want to let us know that 2022 is not over. (2022) is not what? This is not a Perspire to Maguire statement. It's not what? Perspire to Maguire. 2022 is not over. Anybody that tells you 2022 is over and you join the person, it will also be over for you. I remember the last 2 years of my life, I still sold on the 31st of December. 31st of December, people were buying products. I was entering church like this for crossover night, and I was still talking to customers. I was looking at you, am I an unbeliever like this? I was still talking to people were buying. I still sold on the 1st of January. So Anybody that said the same thing, people will always say that, oh, the economy is tight. So the question is, tight for who? Is it tight for you? The economy is not tight for me. Because in 2020, during COVID, that was what they almost used to catch me. And I was like, hi, no, it's not right to be selling product during COVID. People are thinking of their life and how they will not die. I can tell you, men and brethren, COVID was one of the periods I made the most money in my entire life. Is some people have said it. It's not because the highest number of recruits that I recruited in this business came in COVID. The highest number of downlines I got in pertinence till today, they came from the COVID season. In the COVID season, I wrote a book. I sold in the season. I sold to the extent that the monies that we made from the sales of the book, we donated it to NGO. You don't understand? But people said that it was tight. And as a business, in 2020, during COVID, we were locked down for about 4 months. We're not in the office. Real business was not being done. But do you know that in 2020, we did more revenue than we did in 2019? So where did the money come from? See, the media always sets agendas. And the agenda that flies around is that the economy is tight. People are still saying that the economy is tight this year. I hope you know. Then in 2021, Q1 of 2021, we made more revenue than we made the entire 2020 combined. But people said that the economy is tight. In 2021, we launched an initiative, and in 100 days, we were able to raise 1.2 billion in sales. But people say the economy is tight. The issue is that the money is there. You are the one that is not looking for it. People have money. They just need value to be shown to them, and they will exchange it. Are we together? So I just went through that route to make you understand that 2022 has not finished. A lot of things can still happen this year. How many of us believe that? A whole lot can happen this year. Change your entire life. A whole lot. A whole lot. I know the transactions I did last year, December. And another thing I also want to mention, telling you that 2022 has not ended, that 2023 has started. You know, some of us just say, oh, don't worry, I want to, next year, I want to be reading more. Okay. You want to wait till January 1st to miraculously become somebody that loves to read. Next year, I will make money. Next year, I will. I hope you know that if all of us are, if calendar was not developed, I hope you know that we will not be conscious about this thing. We will not even know. Because what's the difference between January 1st and today? Please tell me. The difference is that we have all agreed that that day is a day of celebration. Most people will go to church, people will cook fried rice, and will not come to work. It's still the same day. There's no difference between January 1st and today. Are we together? So many of us, we have postponed ourselves. That, this year I didn't meet targets. From January, I will start. Anything you want to start from January, if you cannot start now, you will not start in January. And now that many people, there's a mentality around that people will not want to invest in December. People want to spend money for their family. They want to buy things. I pity you, follow them. That means that many people are not in the space right now. It's an advantage. Before, 200,000 people will be selling at the same time, right? So now some people are going to chill. Maybe like 100,000 people have gone chill and say, oh, this year has finished. This one. You use the opportunity. Sell. 2023 has started this year. Yeah, so it's as well like this. Some people right now, they're in 2024 because every single thing that they will do in 2023, they've scheduled it. So most of the time, when you see me talking about I used to use past tense for the new year. So 2022 will not be great. 2022 was great. 2023 was exceptional. I will not use will be. Why? Because I'm ready in 2023 right now based on activities being done. And the things that we are supposed to wait for the new year to do, we started doing it now. So by the time people wake up in the new year, we will have gone far. Are we together? So I'll just share a few activities that we can, really do. Then we'll have Q&A session. Then, we'll close today. So the first thing I want us to do in this season is for us to do personal assessments. It's always difficult. And I've noticed that the things that successful people do are simple and stupid things, in quotes. Simple and we feel inconsequential. For instance, if they say you should do positive affirmation, it sounds stupid, but it works. So do an assessment of yourself, especially from your business. Analyze what your strengths were based on the things that you did. Many times, for instance, now one of the major things I did this year, which I've been doing the last few years, is I engaged an accountant and I sent my statement of accounts to the person. And I told the person to do an analysis of my finance for 2022. And he's beginning to send me a feedback. And I'm seeing where money is going to. You will start, you don't have money, go and check. You have money. All those 1,500, 2,000. I saw the amount I spent on airtime and data. I'm afraid. Airtime and data. I'm afraid. So those are kind of, you might not have the luxury of time to do all those, but me, I'm doing a much more holistic assessment. Also with finances and major analysis, where the most of my money come from. My income for the year, where did it come from the most? Where is the second place? So when I'm going into 2023, I don't want to do abracadabra. I want to look at it that, my most money came from this. Say commission. Okay. It also came from this other thing that I'm doing. Wow. Analyze it. I say, okay, I'm coming into 2023. I want to invest because there were some things that I invested my time in doing that the productivity ratio was lower. So why should I waste my time? So do an assessment. Do an assessment. I checked how much did I spend on education. I thought I was a good guy. I was disappointed how much I spent on education in improving myself, because as a salesperson, yourself is the resource. Yourself is the asset of the organization or the asset of your economy, because it's so the capacity that you have will be the capacity of result that you're going to get. So you can do those analysis. But if you don't want to go as elaborate as that, because I have opportunity, I have access to a lot of stuff, and I can pay for some certain level of services. But the minimum that you should do is to do a SWOT analysis. Is to do a what? But if you can really do this, what's the name? This assessment, especially your finances, download your bank statement and send it to an accountant. It might even be a secondary school, a undergraduate or someone that is in NYC that knows accounting. Let the person do that analysis for you. Let you know how much you spend on buying fuel, airtime, all those things, how much you even paid for tithes. You think you are very spiritual and you are a tithe, you want to check. and check all those things, how you distributed the money. So you will plan better. You can get it from your bank statements. Are detailed. That's another thing. Yes. So this was what I learned. That's why every year I have an improved financial record. Why? Because I learned every year. So one of the first things I stopped doing a few years ago was that I stopped withdrawing cash. Yes. I reduced my cash withdrawal to a very barest minimum. My transaction, 95% of my transaction are via the internet. 95. And everything has a description. Before I send money anyhow, I don't put narration. But right now, I send money and I put narration. I want to know at the end of the year, I want to know where this money went to. Then because of that, 2 years ago, one major decision I went was that I went to my bank because I saw my bank charges and I saw how much I was spending on SMS alerts because of the kind of transaction I did. The first day I went to bank and I stopped SMS alerts. Why? Because I'm able to do that analysis. I'm able to see. One of my problems this year, when I was seeing that report, I saw my bank charges. It was too much. So now I need to make a decision, speak to somebody to understand how did my bank charges get, what can I do to cut it down? If you don't do those analysis, you will not know. And that's where money. If I give my bank charges to somebody, I say I dash you, that person can pray for me for the next 5 years. Are we together? So, but on the barest minimum, you can do a SWOT analysis. And in doing a SWOT analysis, you want to ask yourself critical questions. Now, what are my strengths? What are my strengths? Look at it X-ray from sales. For instance, now your strengths can be presentation. Are we together? That your strength is that you can talk to people. You mention all those strengths that you have. Be very sincere. One of the things that we are doing in our team is that we created Google Form for all team members and we shared it among ourselves. Talk about each other. Identify, I will do my own personal analysis. Also, you do an analysis of me while I will do an analysis of you. So sometimes you will find insights in what they are saying. So we do it in my team. So list out all the strengths, all the things that you can do well. Then list out what your weaknesses are, especially when to this business. So for you now, you can feel that one of your weaknesses is that you do not know how to run ads. People are running online adverts, right? But you know that based on your knowledge, this thing, it makes sense. It's working for some people. I've tried, I've spent X, and result did not come out. Okay, you now know that, okay, I think I don't know how to do this thing. You are very blunt on yourself. You identify all those things. Oh, I think that I cannot go and generate new leads. Maybe go to a market and prospect some people. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to talk to somebody via WhatsApp very well. Or I don't know how to follow up a customer that shows interest. I don't know how to take that interest to the end. We must be very, very brutal with ourselves when making this analysis. Then I'll stay with this strength and weakness. The next thing you now want to ask yourself, that out of these strengths, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So I know that by probably get there. If we get there, it's good. If we not, maybe some other time. But the next thing is the weaknesses. So your weaknesses, divide your weaknesses into two categories. Category number one, the things that you can improve. That maybe if you invest in knowledge, maybe if you buy courses, you go for a training, things that you can improve. Things to be improved. Then the second one, things to partner on. Because it's not all your weaknesses that you should improve. Yes, your strength is more important. What you have is more important than what you do not have. So you are saying that somebody can do something. I can't do it. You have something that you can do. So you now look at your weakness. Which one do you feel that you can improve? Maybe you can learn. One of the things I want to learn right now is I'm learning this year when it comes to my process from when I identify to when the lead is either it wins off or activates a buy. So one of my major things I saw this year from my own sales process is that I discovered that many people that I prospected, I forgot about them. They escaped in my sales funnel. It was just some people that I considered, and some of them that I activated the process with. By mistake, they saw me again, they encountered me again and bought. It was not intentional. So one of the things I've been trying to do a research on, which I've even seen a course I want to buy, is a sales process. So with that, I went on Google, I found a customer relationship management system for sales that I can, on my own basic level, I can insert all the customers that I'm talking to and identify their stages. So I can be moving them to the next step. That's for my own basic knowledge. I've now seen a course that I want to buy that will make me better because I saw that I would have made more money. But why? Many of my leads got lost in the process. So you need to identify which of this weakness can you improve. It's not. It's vendor issue. Okay. So if you go on Google Sheets, check on Google Sheets, there's a free template called CRM. Yes, CRM, Customer Relationship Management on Google Sheets is free. That's the first stage. It's free. Then the next thing you now need to know is now to develop yourself on usage. But it's available there. Google Sheets. You will track all your customers. You track everybody. So you are learning which of these weaknesses can I improve. Then there are some weaknesses that don't bother to improve it. For instance, you know how to package a product, but you do not have the strength in terms of communicating. If you have try, maybe you go for presentation and you are saying rubbish, for instance, not because you don't know, but because yeah, no. And you feel that if you say you want to go and invest in this thing, while you're investing, it has a long run benefit, but a short run impact because you will not make money in the short run. So, but you can eventually develop and make money in the long run. The next thing I would recommend for you is that how can I partner? Who can I bring along with me? That say, bro, I can do these things. I can run all these ads and people that can buy will come. But my weakness is that I cannot really talk to them from the time that they show interest to when they buy. But I noticed that you can do it. Oh yeah, let us work together. And this is the agreement. You have an agreement. If possible, send the agreement by email. Minimum agreement, send it by WhatsApp. That on any transaction that you close on this thing, I take 60%, you take 40%, or if you are very fine, if you are depending on your level of greed, it will be the decision that you make. I take X, you take X. As far as both of you can agree and start the process. You will do the one that you will do your strength well and give the person the other part. So they are going for inspection, they are able to talk to the person, and people do it here in Pertinence. Some of the guys that are the top salespeople this year in Pertinence, this was what they did. The One person that I know knows how to run ads. It doesn't know how to talk to the customer to buy. You don't understand? He knows it how to, but when you start talking, nobody will buy. What did you do? You call someone that, please, we'll share this in 50-50. I know how to find them. So he went online, he did research, he found customers as they are coming, he's moving them to the person. That other person, experienced salesperson, will talk to them, take them for inspection, they will buy. And this year, this person I'm talking about, I'm sure is among the top 3 people that are production in pertinence. This year, top 3. Why? He knows his strength and he did not waste his time. While so the things to partner on is developing it over time, but short run, it has impact. So while he's developing, he's learning it, he's partnering with somebody, and he's learning also from the person that he's partnering with. And the other person does not know how to run ads, but if you see customer like this, it can the person will finish the customer, she will buy. Or he or she will buy. Do you understand? So you need to be brutally honest with yourself. The next thing is opportunities. What are the opportunities that are available based on your analysis? What opportunities are available right now? So you look at it that, in one of the places that you made sales the most, it was when you went for somebody invited you to a church, or somebody invited you to a cooperative society. Then you talk to them. It's not that you even presented, though. Maybe they just, in the meeting, you just saw like 3 people and you spoke to them. You can now begin to look at that as an opportunity. That, okay, what if I invest in finding cooperative societies, churches, and they say that they should be inviting me to come and speak? Because I noticed that in my recruiting, in my selling, this helps me to find people early, easily. So I can go to a program and I speak. And from speaking in that program, I can recruit 5 persons in one day. In speaking in that program, I can develop a prospect list of 10 that I can build for over a period of 6 weeks or 6 months. And out of those 10, 3 people will become prospective clients, and the remaining 7, I can continue engaging them. They're seeing my WhatsApp status. I'm seeing their WhatsApp status. They wrote something that is funny and it's not funny, but I still laugh. So they are seeing me. You continue like that. Maybe some of them after 1 year, they will buy. Some of them after 2 years, they will buy. Some of them after 3 years. But you know that from the circle of 10, you're able to close 3. Then you put the remaining ones in an engagement flow till they desire to buy. So you have to look at what are the opportunities that you can leverage on. What opportunities in terms of resources do we have? Pertinence as a whole. Is it possible next year that I partner with Pertinence? And I say Pertinence, I want to host promo launch. Next year, I want to host promo launch. This is a deal with Pertinence. Say, they all say 300,000. Is it possible I pay 50% off that amount from it? Is it possible? What I'm going to do is that I'm going to ensure that I bring nothing less than 100 people into the hall. And I will even invite one of Pertinence staff to come and do presentation. So is that opportunity available? You are looking at it. Is there an opportunity available? So you have to do all this brutal analysis. So when you are going into the new year, you are going well. So the final one is the threats. What are the threats that will hinder you from achieving this thing? Because you can have good plans, sir. You can have good plans, man. Threats will scatter it. So for instance, one of the threats can be your children. Amen? Yes. Yes. Can be your children. So if you identify that threat, for instance, now you require more time. Am I saying don't spend time with your children? If you don't spend time with your children, who will you spend time with, please? Your family is critical. But there are some things that you can get help for. Everything is risk. If you are saying that, oh, you want to be the one to ensure the entire process of your children, just to ensure that they are safe, your children can get hurt even under your supervision. The only thing is that you will have much more, you have more at stake than any other person. But there are some things that you can sublet. For instance, maybe running around to buy things. That time that you used to run around, can you invest, say, 10,000 naira per month to ensure that that is done? While you utilize that 2 hours or that 3 hours that you're supposed to be running around, can you invest it in your business to get more money? So you look at the threats. And that threat might be election or jackpot or different kind of things. So you need to analyze that threat and see how you can mitigate it. Are we together? So it's critical that as salespeople, and the truth of the matter is that, see, after this session, many of us will not do this thing this year. I hope you know. It's finance. Can you give me an example, sir? Yeah. Yeah. So you have identified it. It's good. The next thing you can do is find 2 or 3 people and tell them that, guy, don't you think that we can organize this event? You have seen that the total cost of this event is, say, 300,000, which I've organized events in this hall with less than amount and have generated far more revenue with less than amount of 300K. From publicity to everything. I didn't print one flyer. I ran ads online. I got guys to work with me on it, bought airtime, bought SMS, bought all those things, and engaged the team who can spend less than that. But how do you do it? Partner with people. I had an event in Djibouti last month. What did I do? I brought in 3 other guys and I partnered with, I contributed to the money. They also contributed. And I went there, I spoke to the team, recruited team members for pertinence, and business has started. If I was going to fund everything by myself, I would be frustrated. So I just, and I'm willing to share because I believe that if I have 1% of 100 million, I prefer it than to have 100% of nothing. So we have identified the threat. It's a legitimate threat. What we need to do is that, what do we do? And these are the things that will bring sales. So we need, and it's so strange that after this powerful sermon, many of us will not do this thing. So a major threat is yourself. A major threat is yourself. And that is the greatest threat. Assuming you were working for an organization, to a great degree, you will not be a threat to yourself because the organization will provide structure that will make you to be responsible. If your guy call you and say that in 1 week time, deliver these tasks, you will deliver it. Even if you not deliver it, you'll be afraid. But you can give yourself that same responsibility and not do it. Nobody's querying you. Things they happen, no. So the greatest threat so that one is God that can help you. I'm not let me be managing myself. And I'm not saying that everything will work out great. And because I'm talking about all these things, it does not mean or does not in any way suggest that I'm a professional in all these things. I'm also a threat to myself. And that's why when I want to watch movie, I just feel like watching movie. I'll just be laughing. You want to watch movie? I'll be looking at the time of the movie. Because I know that this time that I'm using to watch this movie, I can use this time. But I want to watch Chelsea versus Man U. I say 90 minutes plus 7 minutes additional time. I spent 97 minutes of my life, and I will still be doing expert analysis during half time, 15 minutes. I spent 112 minutes of my entire life analyzing Chelsea versus Man U. So, to a great degree, I'm not saying that I'm 100% disciplined in this thing, but what I've been able to build is the consciousness. So when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, maybe I'm watching a movie, my heart used to talk to me that, bro, you get a book or book the deal. Like yesterday night, I wanted to read. I struggled. I still did not read that book. Yesterday night, I said, no, I'll read very soon. I'll read. I left the book there. I was doing other things. I made call, talk, do this, do this. I slept. I didn't read that book till today. But that thing, as I'm looking, I have the book by my side. So as I'm looking at it, they touch my soul. Say, bro, do right. So at least I've been able to elevate myself to that state. But all of us were threats to ourselves. So we have to be serious. So just to close today, so I'm just talking about two things. First one, sales circles. Then the second one, sales